If you've ever been underestimated, betrayed, or made to feel like you'd never be enough, hit that like button right now. Subscribe and stick around, because this story isn't just about love. It's about healing, justice, and karma finally working in my favor. I used to think I knew what love was. I had been in a few relationships, gone through talking stages, even gone on dates that, for a moment, felt promising. But every single one left me emptier than before. Looking back now, I realize I was starved for something I'd never actually experienced: being seen. Not just looked at, not just tolerated, but really, truly seen. My ex, let's call her S. She was one of those people who made me feel small without even trying. Or maybe she was trying. She'd brush off my feelings, roll her eyes at my dreams, and whenever I'd share something personal, she'd turn it into a joke. People around me used to say, "Man, you're lucky to have her." But lucky? I felt like I was constantly auditioning for approval I was never going to get. And the worst part? I convinced myself that this was normal, that this was love. So when S finally walked away, claiming I was too emotional and not enough fun, I believed her. I thought, yeah, maybe I am the problem. Maybe love just isn't in the cards for me. For months, I carried that weight. And when friends asked how I was doing, I'd slap on the fakest smile and say, "I'm good." But inside I was crumbling. Then one day, unexpectedly, quietly, she appeared. We met online, nothing dramatic, just a random interaction. I wasn't expecting much. But the second we started talking, something shifted. She wasn't just polite. She wasn't just curious. She was warm. Genuinely warm, in a way that disarmed me completely. For the first time in years, I felt safe. Like I didn't have to perform. Like I could just be. At first, I thought it was platonic. We both did. We laughed, shared stories, exchanged memes, and called each other friend. But little by little, without even realizing it, we started falling. And let me tell you, this wasn't the fireworks, butterflies, and chaos you see in movies. No. This was calm. This was steady. This was a love that made me breathe easier, like I had finally found the place I belonged. She became my safe space. She let me talk about traumas I had carried for decades, things I had buried so deep I thought I'd never say them out loud. And instead of judging me, instead of dismissing me, she held me. She whispered, "You can do this. You're not broken. I've got you." That was the moment I realized, this was different. This wasn't the counterfeit love I'd been sold before. This was the real thing. Every day, she proved it more. With her endless "I love yous," her laughter that made me forget the world, her ability to make me feel like I was enough exactly as I was. And suddenly, all the lies from my past, the ones that told me I was too much or not enough, just shattered. Because she saw me. And she loved me anyway. And here's the sweet revenge part. While I was finally experiencing this once-in-a-lifetime love, guess who came crawling back? That's right. My ex, S. One late night, out of nowhere, I get a text. The classic, "Hey, I've been thinking about you." Followed by the even more classic, "I didn't realize how good I had it until I lost it." I actually laughed. The old me, the broken, desperate me, would have jumped at that message. But this time, no. Because I knew what real love felt like now. So instead of replying, instead of feeding her ego, I just muted her messages and went back to the conversation I was having with the woman who actually mattered. The woman who had become my everything. That silence. That was my revenge. Not anger. Not pettiness. Just living a life so full, so loved, that the person who once tore me down had no place in it anymore. And let me tell you, it was sweeter than any insult I could have sent. Because the truth is, revenge isn't always about getting even. Sometimes it's about moving on. Sometimes it's about finding the happiness that people swore you'd never find, and letting them choke on their regret while you thrive. So there I was, lying in bed one night, phone lighting up with texts I had no desire to answer, while the love of my life whispered, "I love you," on a call that lasted until sunrise. That was the moment it hit me, this is what victory feels like. Not rubbing it in someone's face. Not screaming, "Look at me now." Just living, just loving, just finally being free. They say the best revenge is living well. And honestly, they're right. My ex may have broken me once, but the woman I have now? She put me back together. And she made me stronger than I've ever been. Sometimes karma doesn't